arms, and it's time for frontier justice. Sheriff Pratt hesitated as the cave figure and shiny member approached. He'd seen a lot of dangerous things in Silver Gulch. This man was something else. So in case you don't recognize the villain, this is Legacy, specifically Iron Legacy. And this is a pretty rough matchup, unfortunately. This is one of the hardest one-shots that I know of. In order to play this out, we have Mr. Fixer, the Argent Adept, and the Scholar. And I should go ahead and put out a disclaimer, no matter which strategy you use for dealing with this guy, Adept is doomed from the start. He has to go down. Now, before we actually start playing cards, before I set up stuff, I need some of the cards played out. I will never let my guard down. Justice must be dispensed to all. Now. My tools are weapons in my hands. This fight will end swiftly. And I'll let him go first so you guys can see how much overkill this is. The thing that I just want you to watch is notice their hit points right now. Galvanized. From what Legacy does, you can probably guess what that does. Armored Fortitude, I bet you can guess what that does. Another Armored Fortitude. It does the same as the previous one, just in case you're wondering. And then we have one more Galvanized. And now, since Iron Legacy does not play with anyone else, he's a solitary character, his power does damage. So he's going to deal 3 melee damage to these guys, and then you realize, what about those Galvanized cards? Good question. There they are. So yes, his power deals damage to all of his opponents. Specifically the heroes. I don't think he attacks the environment, but I'm not totally sure on that. And hopefully you can see how overkill this is. So the main thing that I don't like about Iron Legacy is that there isn't really much strategy involved to him. It's really just a race. You have about 3 to 4 turns to kill him before he kills you, and I don't mean just like in this one shot, I mean any game you ever play against him. The reason why he has so little HP relative to any other character in the game is because it literally is a race. Now, to go over his cards, this is the other thing that I don't like about his. Whenever you see one of our cards, we'll use Charge as an example. Mr. Fixer deals 1 target 2 melee damage. Well, let's take a look at one of his one-shots, shall we? Beat down. Iron Legacy deals 1 hero target with the lowest HP 1 melee damage each. Targets sold this way cannot deal damage until the start of the next villain turn. Former allies. Each player discards 1 card, play the top card of the villain deck. And here's the big one. Flying Assault. Well, there's actually a couple that are pretty bad, but here we go. Iron Legacy deals the 2 hero targets, hero -1. With the highest HP, hero -1 projectile damage each. Then he destroys 2 equipment cards. So if you haven't noticed anything about his cards, they all have 2 effects, minimum. All of our stuff is pretty much 1, and all of his stuff is just highly overloaded. And that's the entire challenge to him. Galvanized in particular increases all damage he deals by 1, and the card is flat out indestructible. There's nothing you can do once this thing hits the field. It's just you're done. As for Armored Fortitude, this is an example of one of those things how his stuff does multiple things. Reduce damage to Iron Legacy by 1, just like Fortitude does. But then at the start of the villain turn, he regains hero HP. So since we have a group of 3, that's 3 hit points. If you had a group of 5, that would be 5 hit points. And if you notice, he has 2 of these out. So that's -2 damage reduction, and then he heals for 6. For our first move, we're going to put the alternating Tiger Claw out. This makes it so that all damage dealt by Mr. Fixer is irreducible. And we're going to go ahead and hit him, even though it really doesn't matter because he's going to heal up anyway. It's just up to you if you want to hit him or pass. It doesn't matter. As for the Adept, we need to use the Sarabande of Destruction so we can start picking off his ongoings. The secret to beating this guy is having some way to deal with his ongoing cards. If you let him build up a massive pile of them here, you simply can't win. And like I said, you're racing the clock because he does so much damage. We're going to put Formed Energy out. We're going to heal, but this isn't going to do anything to him. Matthew Hayes. He's going to deal 4 damage to the guy with the lowest HP, which is Adept. Like I said, Adept is doomed. You cannot save him in this fight. It's just you have to choose when to lose him. Iron Justice is going to come out. That's going to hit the Scholar for 3. Or 5, I mean. God, I pushed the wrong button there. So right here, he's going to take 5 damage, and we're going to have the Adept discard, because if he's going down, he may as well take as few cards with him. 5 across the board, once again, and he's already healed, so we don't have to worry about that. Now we can use the dual crowbars to increase damage, but you have to pay attention to how these work. The card doesn't really explain this well to me, in my opinion. So you want to hit the low priority target first with the dual crowbars. His strike does 1 damage normally, dual crowbars is +1, so that's coming to Matthew Hayes. Alternating Tiger Claw makes it irreducible. And then for the next target, it starts with the base 2 that you dealt and adds 1 more onto it, so we get to hit Iron Legacy for 3. Now for the Adept, we are going to use Arcane Cadence. We want to put the Vernal Sonata in our hand, even though it's not going to matter. Top deck, we'll toss the Bell, it doesn't matter. Bottom of the deck, we'll toss the Dissonant. The Drum is worthless to us here, so we're scrapping that. And we now have the Inspiring Supertonic out, which is going to help us do some damage to him. So we're going to destroy the other Armored Fortitude. Actually, Adept may go down here. No, he's going to survive because I'm going to use Proverbs and Axioms. So we're going to sacrifice No Wind to Hold Fast. We're going to play Proverbs and Axioms, so I'm just going to give everyone a card. And we want Mr. Fixer to damage himself. It may seem a little counterintuitive, but we can... Okay, to explain what happened here, since he damaged himself, he used the dual crowbar. And that increased the damage all the way up to 4, because it was normally 3 Psychic plus 1 from dual crowbars. Now, the way these work is whenever you attack, you have to do a secondary attack, and it's going to use the 4 base damage from Proverbs and Axioms, plus 1 to 5, and we get to attack Iron Legacy with this. Now we get to use his power, so we can go ahead and hit Matthew Hayes with the dual crowbars, and then we can hit Iron Legacy for 3 more. Now, for Adept, you need to heal here if you want to survive 1 more turn. Now, for the Scholar, you deal more damage by healing. If you take 3 and then heal 1, that's not that impressive, I'm afraid. Now, I could have killed Matthew Hayes, but it really doesn't matter. We can use Better Living, reflect 1 damage onto Iron Legacy, and get him closer to death. We got Keep Moving. Exploit Scholar here, aren't I? So there's the 4 damage. Tyler Hayes comes out, deals 2 damage across the board. He flips. Uh-oh. So, yeah, that's actually it for him. Oh well. Now he has 1 damage reduction, so we can switch over to Riveting Crane here. Does destroy the Tiger Claw, I'm afraid. And then you can't damage either of these guys, you have to hit the barrel. And then we can go ahead and hit Iron Legacy. So now any damage he takes is irreducible. For the Adept, we can have a hero use a power, such as Mr. Fixer. So we can go ahead and finish off this barrel. And then we can go ahead and hit Iron Legacy. Now you want to use Keep Moving. We're going to sacrifice No One to cut loose. And if you notice, these don't have limited marked on them. You can pull out as many of these as you want. Now the advantage to using multiple Moral Forms to energy is every time you heal, this goes off. Your alternative is to use Solid into Liquid, which will give you a 1 point additional heal. That's not really as good as this, I'd say. It's kind of tough to say. If I were to use Solid to Liquid, this will allow me to deal 3 damage, then 2, so a grand total here of plus 1 would be 3, total of 5 damage right then and there. And if I were to do it the other way where I shoot multiple times, that would be 4 and 2, so 6. So yeah, Mortal Form Energy is mathematically the better choice. Then we can use this to heal, reflect our damage onto Iron Legacy, which is irreducible courtesy of Mr. Fixer. We got another Keep Moving and another Transmuted Property, but unfortunately I'm going to have to discard some of these to keep going. So Better Living, 1 damage to Legacy, and another point of damage. And now if you notice, Iron Legacy is the lowest HP guy on the field. So you know what that means. Matthew. Uh-oh. We're gonna skip that. Riveting Crane means he doesn't take any sort of damage reduction. Now what's he gonna play? Mr. Fixer's going down here. So, I actually want a player to draw a card, that way I have something to discard. Truth Seeker is actually expendable here. Now, we need to amplify energy damage because we have no other way to get through his defenses. We can't make it true damage anymore. So we're going to sack Truth Seeker. It's going to heal him for 2, so it really doesn't matter which of these I use, does it? Oh, it's fire damage. And it's 1 fire damage, so yeah. This isn't needed. So we're going to get our last Mortal Formed Energy out. And he has 1 hit point left. But if you remember, I still have my power. And since I have the amplified damage from Adept, good night, Legacy. So, there we go. I don't know if Mr. Fixer always has to be sacrificed or not, but this is the strategy I found. Really abusing the whole unlimited aspect of the Mortal Form Energy. I think that's actually best. I was actually trying to think real quick about whether you've been better off using another Mortal Solid Liquid or whatever the healing one is that boosts the healing. That wouldn't have really made too much of a difference. Actually, damn, it's hard to say. So at that point, you get the double effect. Yeah, I think you might actually be flexible. You can do either one, but it doesn't matter. The important thing is, he goes down, we have our good copy, since the one-shot, that one is extremely expired. And our next set of opponents are the Matriarch and Plague Rat, who I still have to fight myself. So I'm looking forward to the whole advanced Baron Blade. Then we have to fight a Capitan or something like that. I forgot what her name is. It's La Capitan, or what exactly. And then Infinitor. Oh, we have to fight him twice. So yeah, once I do this one, that'll allow me to start doing some more variant unlocks, but I'm not going to worry about that until then. Which I'm looking at is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks away. So yeah. Anyway, that's it for